how to know what career your spouse will have using astrology, or that your future partners will tend to have reoccurringly, that sort of thing. So pull up your natal chart using whole sign houses, using these instructions. Make sure you go to astro.com. I'm using software, but I recommend this free website. So 7th house represents partnerships and relationships. 10 houses from the 7th, so the career derived from the 7th ends up at the 4th house. So find the 4th house in your chart. Look at the sign of the 4th house. It does not matter if there are any planets in the 4th house. I repeat, it does not matter if there are any planets in the 4th house, but look at the sign of the 4th house, in this case it's Sagittarius, and identify the planetary ruler of that sign. So in this case, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Find where that ruling planet is in the chart. So in this chart, Jupiter is in the Libra 2nd house. Here's a cheat sheet of house meanings. So Jupiter is in the 2nd house of money and possessions. This person's future spouse will likely work in finance or money. Where is your 4th house ruler, and is your spouse working in that area, or do you expect them?
The 7th house in astrology can describe what type of people are attracted to you or what type of person you might marry. So if you have Aries in your 7th house, you are looking for somebody who is dominant, who's a leader, who knows how to take charge and have fun. If you have Taurus in your 7th house, you're looking for someone who is secure, someone who is loyal, someone who knows how to go out and get the bag, someone who enjoys the beauty in life, and someone who likes indulging into the finer things in life. If you have Gemini in your 7th house, you're looking for someone who is youthful, someone who is mentally stimulating and can hold a conversation about anything. If you have Cancer in your 7th house, you're looking for someone who is very nurturing, very feminine. They're comfortable expressing their emotions, and they are comfortable with like physical affection, and they are very family oriented. If you have Leo in the 7th house, you're looking for a partner that is not afraid to shine. Someone who is loyal, someone who is caring, someone who wears their heart on their sleeve, especially somebody who is romantic and knows how to shower you with gifts. If you have Virgo in your 7th house, you're looking for someone who is very practical, modest, down to earth, and classy. And especially someone that's clean. Virgos don't like dirty people. If you have Scorpio in the 7th house, you're looking for someone who knows how to wield their power. Also someone who is strong, someone that you can have a deep and intimate connection with. Also with Scorpio in the 7th house, there's also this need for a partner that can give you your space whenever you need it. Also just someone who is not afraid of like occult knowledge and spirituality and things like that. If you have Sagittarius in your 7th house, you're looking for someone who is optimistic and loves freedom. Someone that is open-minded, loves to travel, and someone that can teach you stuff. If you have Capricorn in your 7th house, you're looking for someone that you can build with. Someone who is intelligent, responsible, mature, and supportive. Also someone who is conservative, like out in the streets, but like a freak in the sheets. Someone that's goal-oriented. If you have Aquarius in your 7th house, you're looking for someone that is eccentric and independent, and possibly someone that prefers a non-traditional relationship, or they just like kind of don't want to get married because the paper don't really mean anything to them. If you have Pisces in the 7th house, you're looking for someone who is sensitive, giving, and compassionate, someone who is very much into spirituality, and someone that's gentle. Now remember, the 7th house can be the person you will marry or the type of people that are attracted to you. So you can go ahead and flip, like you reverse the roles however you see fit. Because you may not be looking for that type of person, but that type of person that I described might be looking for you.
I am going to show you who you're going to marry and how you're going to meet them and how their personality is going to be like by looking at your astrological chart and utilizing an ancient technique that not many astrologers know about. You're going to locate your chart. You will need your exact birth time. For example, I have here Prince Harry, and then once you have your chart up, you're going to locate which planet has the lowest degree, the lowest number. As we can tell, for Prince Harry is Jupiter in Capricorn, 3 degrees in the 12th house. So the planet is going to tell you the type of person that you're going to marry. So he's going to marry somebody that's going to be very expansive and bring them lots of growth and healing. Next, we're going to look at the sign that it's in. So for him is Capricorn, so his significant other is either going to be a Capricorn or is going to be the opposite, so Cancer, and Megan's rising is Cancer. And then we're going to look at the 12th house. The house is going to tell you how, and the 12th house tells me they're going to be of a different culture or different background.
How to find your potential marriage partner in your birth chart. This isn't gender specific. We're inclusive. We look at masculine and feminine energy. Masculine does not have to mean a guy, and feminine does not always mean a girl. We're looking at energy here. If you're interested in masculine energy, look at Jupiter in your chart. And if you're interested in feminine energy, then look at Venus in your chart. If you're impartial or you like both, then look at both. So, for example, we're going to use this chart. This is someone who identifies as a female and is interested in masculine energy. So, we'll locate her Jupiter, which is in the 9th house of Taurus. Their ideal marriage partner is someone who is sensitive, stable, secure. In the 9th house, ideally someone she will travel long distances with, explore new ideas, maybe go to school with them. They will learn together. Their marriage partner likes to indulge in the pleasures of life.
Aware that the planets in our natal chart describe our traits, our tendencies, and how those things manifest in our lives. But did you also know that the planets can represent people in your life? For instance, Jupiter is thought to represent the husband in astrology. The placement of Jupiter can describe the traits of the husband, the situation surrounding how you met them, and so much more. For example, in this chart, Jupiter is in the 4th house, which represents the home and family, and it's in Libra, which represents socialization. It's also aspecting Juno, which talks about marriage, which is in Gemini. And sure enough, when I prompt it and asked, hey, did you meet your husband at like a family party? The owner of this chart said, oh my God, yes, I met him at a dinner party that my sister was hosting. And we texted every day. Gemini, communications, 11th house, electronic communications community. I really want to talk about this more. So if this post reaches 100K likes, I'll post a free pass for you to take this course for free. Like and tag a friend.
You can see what your future spouse might be like with your kids using astrology. So in order to pull this up, it's very important that you pay attention to your Jupiter or your Venus persona chart. More specifically, it's very important that you pay attention to your 5th house in your Venus or Jupiter persona chart. So go on Google and type in astroseek.com 9 persona chart and then fill out your birth chart information. So if you want to figure out what your future wife might be like with your children, you're going to want to pull up your Venus persona chart. So scroll down, find the Venus section, and then click on chart, circled right there at the top. So this person has their 5th house in the sign of Scorpio along with Neptune in their 5th house. So if your 5th house is in Scorpio, or you even like have Neptune in your 5th house in your Venus persona chart, this means that your future wife might be someone who's very protective of your child, and they may also be the parent that really teaches your kid a lot about spirituality and your intuition. Also, if your 5th house is in Scorpio in your Venus persona chart, this means that your future wife might also tell your kid a lot of secrets that they might have never told anyone before. Also, if your 5th house is in Scorpio, this means that your future wife might teach your kids a lot about how to empower themselves, how to let go of things that are no longer serving them, and how to adapt to change. So now this person has their 5th house in the sign of Virgo in their Jupiter persona chart. So this means that your future husband might be the kind of parent that has very high expectations for your child. Your future husband might also be the kind of parent that teaches your kid a lot about discipline and organization. Your future husband might also be the kind of parent that teaches your kid how to persevere and how to stay motivated, especially because Mars is in the 5th house too. Also, your future husband might also be the kind of parent that teaches your kid a lot about how to stand out, the importance of being unique, and he might also have very unique parenting skills, especially because Uranus is in the 5th house too. Also, with Pluto being in the 5th house, this also means that your future husband might be the kind of parent that teaches your child a lot about how to grow and how to elevate and how to empower themselves. Your future husband might also teach your child a lot about how to adapt to new changes and how to become the most powerful version of themselves too. Comment below what your 5th house sign is in these charts and click plus for more.
I literally just found out that you can determine what kind of personality your spouse is going to have based on Vedic astrology, so let me teach you. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out the lowest degree in your chart. Then look at what planet that's in. The planet that is under that degree is the kind of energy that your partner is going to have. This is kind of bad for me because I'm Mars dominant and apparently my spouse is going to be Mars dominant, so that's going to be a whole lot of impulsiveness, but it's okay, besties, it's okay. I learned this from AstroKid on YouTube. Go check her out. Her full video is on there in more detail, and I just love it.
In astrology, there's an asteroid named Juno, named after Jupiter's wife in Roman mythology. And this asteroid can tell you more about your life partner. I'm talking about that forever, babe. And how you approach them or they'll approach you.
So Astrolina posted a video series about your Jupiter and how it can help you find your spouse. And I have a first house Leo Jupiter, and my husband is a Leo rising, and we met through friends. And I was like, dang, that's crazy, because she was saying, like, you meet in your everyday life. Like, I had a friend come to my city and was like, hey, can you show me and my buddies around? And I was like, yeah. And my husband was one of the buddies. And then I was thinking more, and I was like, my 11th house Gemini moon, his Aquarius moon, his Aquarius sun. It's just like crazy to think about. The math is math. This shit always be adding up.